So let's go a little bit deeper. And this might be a weird question for you to answer because one, because you are on the broker side, and two, you already acknowledged that, looking at both business models, you chose not to go with the driver side. So this might be a weird question for you to answer. But if you were an owner operator, if you were a carrier, based on the knowledge that you have right now, the broker knowledge that you have, how would you go about profitably keeping your truck loaded and keeping your truck moving? Can you give carriers and owners some tips on that? How would you go about that from your perspective?
So number one, I would look at it to come in to understand, to really understand the business and how it works. How does this business model earn revenue? Once I start to understand that, then I want to see how I fit into that business model. As a truck driver, one of the main things that usually causes, a truck driver problems is the money problem, right? That's with any business. The money usually comes up to be a problem at some point. So I think it's about focusing on that part of the business, understanding this part of the business, the profit part of the business, right? And when I take a look at that, when I start to look at profit, one of the first things that pops to my mind is cost. What is it costing me to operate this business? And if there are, where are the costs that I can cut, right? Because we already know that when we look at a small business, taxes is usually probably one of your biggest, if not your biggest expense, right? So we want a good CPA on our team to help us manage our tax problem, help us to pay less taxes. The next thing that I think that we should look at is cutting cost. When we say cutting cost, I mean that, for example, if you say that the broker has no value, then that's a cost that you should cut. Or at least maybe you should use the broker occasionally and build direct to customer relationships. Why? Not because there's no beef between me and a broker, but because it's necessary for me to cut costs to make more money, right? So we're dealing with the business of it, not the personal side of it. To me, everything is about business, right? So when I start looking at my cost and cutting cost, now I want to look at other ways to make money. And I think that this is probably one of the biggest issues that I see when it comes to truck drivers is, at least the friends that I have in truck driving, is a lot of times that they only have one source of income, and that's the truck driving business, right? And you're expecting this one source of income to take care of you and your lifestyle, to take care of everything that you need it for. This one source of income is going to do that. And when that source has problems, when you start to make less money, it's a problem for you. So I think it's a good idea to, once you get one source of income and you're generating that income consistently, it's time to look at other ways to make money, right? It's time to look at something else. How can I make money, where I don't have to spend so much time doing it? For example, you can have a YouTube channel making a 4 or 5 minute video every other day and build a revenue stream that way. Just personal, I made $32,000 in revenue last year on my YouTube channel, right? So we understand sometimes my brokerage is going to have financial issues. We're not always going to make the same amount of money every single month, but we have plugs, things where we can plug in and say, okay, well, I can grab a source from here this month, right? Because we have other streams coming in. So I think it's important for a trucker to have, we hear that multiple streams of income, but focus on the one first, and then get you another stream of income coming in that will supplement that income. So, and, when I really look at that, being intentional about that is the key. A lot of people say they come into business for certain things. Oh, they come into business because they want to see the country. They come into business because they want to be their own boss. All of that is okay. That's cool. I came into business to make money. I came into business to make profits. That's what I came in for, brother. I didn't come in to play games. I didn't come in to act as if I'm the big boss. I came in this business to figure out, how do you earn revenue? How do you earn profits? If I can see a path to that, then I put my head down and I go to work. So I think it's being intentional about what it is that you're doing and paying attention to the money. You see, a lot of times, and I'm sorry for going on about this, but since we're just talking, there's an accounting portion to this game. And a lot of times, truck drivers don't pay attention to that. A lot of times, people that are in my circle, they're just about making money, but it's not about the money that you make. It's about what you are able to keep. That's the game that we're playing, right? And when you don't have good accounting in place, if you don't have a CPA, if you don't have someone that you're sitting down with, a bookkeeper that you're sitting down with, and on a monthly basis to figure out where your money is going, where your profits are going. How often do you look at your profit and your loss statement, right? How often do you look at your balance sheet? How often are you looking to set up a 401k for yourself? Because as a business owner, I have to take care of, I'm responsible for that, right? So we need to be intentional about being profitable as a business. That's how you become profitable as a business, in my opinion.
That's interesting. As you're talking, I'm thinking about some of the conversations and discussions I've heard online from carriers and from owners, and what I'm thinking about is the lines that I'm hearing where carriers and owners are, they're upset about how they, feel that they're not making the money. Like, everybody's chopping off and cutting off pieces of their money here and there, which don't leave a lot left for them. But then I'm hearing them talk about how, truckers are the backbone of the country and we keep the country moving, and I don't know why I'm thinking about that right now, but as you're admitting forcefully and deliberately, I am here to make money. To me, I don't know, man. Truckers, carriers, I know you guys probably pissed off with me as I talk about you guys, but when you're talking about the money not being there and you're following up with, man, we're the backbone of America. To me, now you're getting into the emotional weeds. And when you keep it in the lines of money, profit, I'm here to make money. So either I'm making it or I'm figuring out a way to make more, or I'm figuring out a way to do things differently so that I'm not spending as much. To me, it's a much less. It's not an emotional discussion. Numbers, zeros and ones is easy. It add and subtract, multiply, divide. There's no emotion involved in what is 2 plus 2 or what is 3 plus 3. But there is emotion involved in why are they treating us like this? We're the backbone of America. So as you're talking about that, I appreciate you being willing to say, man, I'm here to make money, because it sounds like you, and I feel this way as well. I don't really have a problem admitting on my YouTube channel, I'm not making videos just because I'm here to make money. But I want people to understand that when they're dealing with me, I understand what it takes to make money, which is you got to be willing to give before you get. You got to be willing to pay it forward before you can expect anything to come back. You got to be willing to give value before you can expect value to come back in a different form. So while I don't mind telling my viewers and my subscribers I'm here to make money, I expect them to also understand that, well, when he says that, that means he's deliberately going to give us something of value. People that sold me this hat, they didn't make it because they like making hats. They made it because they wanted to make money, pure and simple. You know what I mean? So, but they understood, let's make a hat that's worth more than what we're asking for. Then it's an even value exchange. So I'm kind of like you. I don't have a problem admitting to people I'm here to make money, but I also want people to know that I understand that to invoke that process of making money, I need to be offering value. So I feel like, hey, if I'm on the outside of that looking in, I want to deal with this guy because he's let me know he want to make money, but I also feel like he know I ain't gonna give him none unless he giving me some value, unless he giving me something. So I definitely appreciate you being willing to admit that.